Christmas Eve. Frost traced delicate veins across the window panes like silver scars on glass. The fire had long since surrendered to the cold, leaving only the scent of old ash and the faint warmth of memory. I lay curled on the living room couch, half covered by a blanket stitched with crooked reindeer, red yarn trailing like lifeblood, crafted by our twins back when innocence still lived in the house. I stared upward at the dim ceiling, the silence heavier than the winter outside. My phone lit beside me. One message, just 6 words. Losers sleep on the couch. I didn't respond, just watched the light fade back into darkness, like everything else in our marriage. By dawn, the house had turned to ice. 2 small shapes crept through the hallway, barefoot and whispering. "Daddy," Olivia said. Her voice trembled as she shook my arm. "There's a strange man in Mommy's bed." I didn't react. My chest had stopped rising the night before. Grief had already hollowed me out. I sat up slowly, brushed their hair from their foreheads, and nodded once. Then I made the call I had rehearsed for months. "They're ready," I said, and the house erupted. Glass shattered like brittle bones. Boots pounded the floor like judgment descending. Doors flew from their hinges as faceless men in black stormed the bedroom. Her scream broke open the morning. A raw, guttural wail. Not of fear, of discovery, of a lie stripped bare in daylight. He was dragged out naked, his hands bound behind his head, face pressed hard into the wood floor. She screamed his name, James, but the agents called him something else. "Vincent Ward, you're under arrest." She looked to me, finally, her mouth open, her eyes wide with panic. But I wasn't the one who met her gaze. I was holding our children, shielding their eyes, whispering reassurances against their hair, holding them tighter than she had held anything real in years. It didn't begin that night. It started back in July, when her gaze no longer settled on me, when her smile became something she gave her phone instead of her husband. The device became a second spine, always attached to her, always turned away from me. She began locking it, carrying it into the bathroom, whispering into it after midnight while thinking I was asleep. But I wasn't. I lay there, watching quietly. I didn't yell, didn't accuse. Amateurs do that. I waited. I gathered. I remembered every date, every shift in routine. On July 12th, she smiled at her screen the same way she once used to smile at me. And I knew then she had died to me, not her body, but her place beside me. The woman I married vanished in that moment, and a stranger wore her face. So I began to plan. Her James wasn't James at all. His real name surfaced through her iCloud backups. Vincent Ward, a federal fugitive, 6 open warrants, 3 known aliases, a long history of vanishing before sunrise. And she had brought him here, into our home, into the same space our children slept. She never suspected I'd once worked cybercrime for the DOJ, that I still had access to tools most couldn't name, and friends who owed me favors buried in old cases. She thought she'd married an accountant. She forgot accountants don't know how to clone encrypted phones or trace burner numbers to real addresses. I tracked them quietly, documented every call, every meetup, every hotel receipt. Every time he entered our zip code, I logged the moment. I even made them cocoa while they laughed about me in texts I read in real time. I filed every piece of evidence, time-stamped, cataloged, like preparing for trial. And then I sent it all to the U.S. Marshals. Vincent Ward, last known location, our home, next visit, Christmas Eve. Days before, I'd asked her if she wanted to take the kids somewhere quiet, somewhere snowy. Just us. She rolled her eyes and muttered something about being too busy weaving betrayal into holiday plans. So I said nothing, hung garlands, wrapped the twins' gifts, placed a final piece of the plan in a sealed envelope labeled in case I disappear, hidden in my desk drawer. I never planned to vanish, but I knew he would once the spotlight found him. She thought locking me out of our bedroom made her clever. She thought diminishing me in small, consistent ways would go unnoticed. She forgot children wake early on Christmas. She forgot how fiercely they loved their father. When the agents took him away, When the sirens bled through her illusion, she looked at me as if she were seeing a ghost. Her voice cracked. "What did you do?" I tilted my head slightly. "You brought a fugitive into a home with children." "I didn't know," she whispered. "No," I said. "You didn't care." The children were sobbing. I rocked them gently, whispered stories of reindeer and snowfall, while Vincent Ward's mugshot lit up every local news channel. The cuffs clicked closed. The weight of justice, cold and relentless, settled around her like winter frost. By New Year's, she was gone. Voluntarily. The divorce papers had already been signed. Sole custody granted within weeks. The judge didn't need convincing. Her name never touched social media again. His face was all over it. My lawyer was fast, quiet, and ruthless. The kids stopped asking about her within a month. Their memories began to reshape themselves, as children's minds do. They clung to the warmth that stayed, not the hands that betrayed. People think revenge is a firestorm, something loud and destructive. It isn't. It's clean, surgical, precise. You don't scream. You don't rage. You study. You execute. You win. That night, I tucked the twins beneath a new quilt, one we stitched together on Boxing Day. Outside, snow began to fall in soft, forgiving silence. I stood by the window, watching it gather across the empty driveway, turning the world white again. Somewhere, she was crying. Somewhere, he was locked behind steel. And in this house, wrapped in stillness, I whispered into the dark where no one could hear. Wolves don't howl when they hunt. They wait, then they finish.